What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MakeTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today, I'm taking a look at the 30th anniversary of When a Man Loves a Woman. How was that? Was that good? Like and subscribe, because sometimes I break out into song because my life is a musical. This movie turned 30 in 2024. And I'm tackling it because I found it with audio description. So we're going to talk about it because somebody might be interested in knowing, is it good? Should you watch it? What is it? It's Meg Ryan, Andy Garcia, Ellen Burstyn, Tina Majorino, Mae Whitman, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Have I enticed you yet? That's a great cast. So it's possible that I have. It's also one of the two credited screenwriters on this is Al Franken. I don't know who the other guy is. Doesn't matter. The other person's Al Franken, and that was the only thing that I took interest in, was the fact that Al Franken was a credited screenwriter on this. He's also a producer. And I was like, what? Anyway. So this is, this is a great one to sit down with for Valentine's Day, which is going to come up eventually, whether you want it to or not. Get your alcoholic spouse with you and cradle up and be like, I'm going to love you no matter what. But we have to get over your alcoholism. This is an alcoholism movie. Meg Ryan is an alcoholic, and she has to overcome it. I don't really know what this has to do with the man loving her, Andy Garcia. It's not really established well enough from the very beginning. We just kind of trickle in. Not a lot of how these two, met, other than her being very sort of a free spirit already. But he kind of plays into that and seems to enjoy that, and maybe he's an alcoholic too. I don't know. But the film just never tackles it and is only interested in fixing her alcoholism, mainly because she has a moment where she almost dies. But it's a recovery movie, and he doesn't understand, and she won't let him understand, and he makes her feel bad, and he's trying so hard, and they have this little daughter, but I don't think it's his. I don't think Tina Majorino is his, because she does a lot of that "you're not my daddy" thing, and he's like, "Well, I'm the only daddy you got right now." I'm like, all right. Yeah, this is a movie that I didn't get a chance to see yet, ever. But I've always been interested in it because Meg Ryan doesn't tackle very many dramatic roles. So I've always been like, I wonder, should Meg Ryan have gotten an Oscar nomination for When a Man Loves a Woman? Because she's sort of an actress who has, that's eluded her. And definitely the stuff she started doing in the 2000s was kind of awful. So I've always tried to find that one role where it's like, well, we could have nominated her. And honestly, she's not bad here. I don't know if she's one of the five best female performances of 1994, but she could have been in the conversation, you know. Whereas I don't know that she was ever in the conversation for In the Cut, you know. So yeah, it's it's just a struggling relationship movie. She's got a nice big speech towards the end. It's like this really nice monologue that ties everything together. Ellen Burstyn shows up because she's Ellen Burstyn. I don't know. Everybody in here really has kind of a small part who isn't Meg Ryan or Andy Garcia. I guess, honestly, the third largest role goes to Tina Majorino as the daughter, as Jess. She's in quite a bit of the movie. Ellen's not in too much of it. Philip Seymour Hoffman is sort of here, you know. not really substantial roles. Um, and then it takes a minute for Mae Whitman to pop up. So yeah, that's what I got. That's When a Man Loves a Woman, which is actually, the title really has nothing to do with anything, because I mean, like, halfway through the movie he's gonna leave her because he's frustrated, and then he like goes to his own, like, I don't know, like, she's going to AA meetings, you know what I'm saying? And like he goes to some meeting where he's like, I'm not okay either. And I'm like, oh God, they found a way to make this movie about the man in the 90s. But it's like, when a man loves a woman, I guess that's what makes it strong, is that it's like, and the toll that it takes on other people, is what they're supposed to go with. And it's like, did you run out of a title? Like, because I feel like the title doesn't support that. The title supports the idea that Andy Garcia is such like a rock. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, he's gonna come through. No matter what, that man's gonna run through a wall for Meg Ryan. He doesn't really do that here. He just kind of is a whiny bitch for a lot of the movie. Um, and it doesn't, like, I think about the title and what that means when you think about um even the rest of the lyrics to the song that are like missing from the title of the movie. It just doesn't support his character at all. Like, it doesn't support somebody allowed to be in their feelings. I'm not saying you can't write this movie. I'm just saying you can't title this movie like this and then have this character be like this. This is the kind of movie that demands a character of his origin be a rock, and he's not a rock. So, yeah, it's okay. I've always asked in all these reviews, did it stand the test of time? In the last 30 years, have I heard this brought up? Yeah, I've heard this brought up before. There are people who like Meg Ryan, some people who point to this film and look back on it, I guess, favorably, but I don't think it's this is not an A-list title for anybody who's looking at it and being like, when they're trying to remember Meg Ryan, I don't think this is the first film they go to. Certainly not for Andy Garcia. So, and for who else, I suppose for people who are like really hardcore into Meg Ryan's filmography and they're checking off boxes and they're trying to find something that's other than a rom-com, like I was, or the title's catchy. I don't know, but I just don't think, having watched it now, I don't know. I don't think that this movie lasts or has lasted, really stands culturally. I think we've definitely done addiction dramas better since this time. We've definitely tackled problems of substance abuse and, in media, in both TV shows and dramas, in movies also. Um, More balanced than this, and with more depth and less melodrama. Andy Garcia brings a lot of melodrama to this. So the audio description is okay. It's a little bit older because the movie's a little bit older. So I don't know that it's going to be on anybody's priority list to get a re-recording, to get an update or anything like that. I have a feeling this movie's going to fade. So if you catch it with audio description, it might be the last time you ever see it with audio description, because I don't really see the rush, the love for this movie to slap audio description on it. As an example, I noticed that Snowpiercer in iTunes just gained audio description, which it's been a few years since Snowpiercer came out. Now in the Apple Store, it finally has audio description. Well, of course it does, because that director has a movie coming out this year. So for people who are interested in continuing to revisit the films of that person's career, Snowpiercer makes a logical choice, So anyway, I don't know. You know, Meg Ryan, just like her last movie that I saw her in, was not great. And Andy Garcia, again, gets relegated to being love interests in random Diane Keaton movies or Jane Fonda movies or whatever now. Like, four women go together, and there's Andy Garcia. So, yeah, I think this is When a Man Loves a Woman. I'm gonna give it a B. I think Meg Ryan's performance is strong. I just don't know if the movie fully supports it. I'm not really sure what Al Franken was trying to do with this movie. If he did the first draft or if he punched up the second draft, because it's credited in such a way that makes it seem like that this had two passes. I'd be curious to know, was he the original pass and it made it more dramatic, or did he try to punch it up and make it funnier? Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.